welcome. It is day 10, and I am so excited that you have chosen to spend the last 2 weeks with me here learning how to become a fair parent. So today we again are on welcome. Today we are on day 10 for trust. So as people start to come in, I'll just ask you, please first begin by commenting below about how yesterday's reflection on using Be Fabulous during a time you personalized your child's words or behaviors went. Right, so what we're looking for is to reimagine a time. We're not looking for necessarily an in vivo time, but to reimagine it using Be Fabulous to help yourself soothe so you can shift out of personalizing. Beautiful. Okay, so let's start with our vagus nerve exercise. Today's is my favorite because it's something that I love to do all the time in any situation. And while I'm not going to turn on music today, I am going to invite you to do a quick dance with me. So we're going to dance. The vagus nerve loves us to move our bodies. So let's move our body and dance. Any way you want, just join me and be silly, be goofy, be real, whatever. If you're a dancer, pull out your moves. If you just love to be fun, pull out those moves. They're all good. So we're just going to dance just for a few seconds without any music. And then, of course, I invite you to do this anytime. Throw on your favorite songs and just go to town with the movement. So movement is very, very important for us as human beings. And it is a beautiful way to move through dance and music. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me in that. Now, before we begin, while today is the last official day of the Fair Parent Challenge, we still have Mondays, 9:30 a.m., 1 hour Q&A. So please do direct message me before Monday's live with any parenting questions you have. And of course, join live and ask me live questions there as well. So today, we are focusing on T, which is the final letter of the Fair Parent Challenge, trust. I really want to just commend you all on doing an amazing job for even being here because, you know what? At the end of the day, parenting is a practice. And so joining this challenge, doing the little challenges that I give, it's all about practicing. So congratulations and thank you for doing this. Trust. Trust is an interesting concept. So when I ask parents about trust, it seems we have this preconceived notion of when we should be able to trust our children, and also how trust is something that is to be earned. Things like, can I trust them to be responsible when they're at a party now? Can I trust them to clean their room? Can I trust them to drive my car? Or when we've told them to do something that, let's say, they weren't doing before, suddenly our radar goes up, scanning for the evidence of whether or not we can trust them to now do it. Can I trust them to finally not lose their gloves? Can I trust them to study for their test on time? Can I trust them to finally remember to keep their backpack organized? It's like trust is a test of whether our children are being good enough. A test of whether our children are taking our advice and in turn respecting us. A test of whether our kids are proving to be good citizens. The thing is, trust in parenting should never have been a test. When trust is a test, our children feel questioned. We hold a skeptical energy, giving them the message that they have to prove their worth to us through these different tests. So what's the impact? Well, it could manifest as anxiety, low self-esteem, a fixed mindset, perfectionism, and more. So then what is trust in parenting? Well, it's exactly that. Trust in parenting is about trusting in our children, trusting in their ability to do and be anything. Trust in parenting is about believing in them and their capacity to learn and grow. Sorry. Our job as parents, right, is to give our children the benefit of the doubt, right? We really want to work on the benefit of the doubt so that they feel understood. when they've done something, when they are not doing the things you're expecting or hoping. And then we can guide them, not test them. When kids are in their pre-teens, so like 10 to 12-ish, there's an expectation that they suddenly will know how to be responsible, like organizing their backpack or not losing those gloves, especially if we've told them how to do those things. But it's as if that age means they're magically supposed to be a certain way. And this is, of course, unfair and takes us back to realistic expectations, the R in fair of fair parent. So when we make these decisions about where their development apparently should be, we often end up feeling disappointed in them when they don't pass this trust test. So here's a very common example. Mala is 13 years old. She comes home with yet another backpack full of crumpled homework and even an apple from last week. Mom opens the bag and is immediately fuming. I've told you so many times, put your homework in the folders I bought you. And for goodness sake, throw out your stuff that you don't eat. This is disgusting. You're 13 years old. How can I trust you to do anything? How will you ever manage when you're an adult? And sometimes there's a zinger comment in there that's based in deep, deep fear. The comment, no one's going to want to marry you. As much as I understand, right, that I understand the frustration, I understand, right, the fear. And the message the child receives is, you're useless, you have no future, and I can't trust you. The disappointed energy, it's internalized, and it may be interpreted by the child as, I'm stupid, I can't do anything, I'm unworthy. And then, of course, the cycle perpetuates because that's what they believe. So there ends up being this real disconnect between you and your child, often leaving them believing that they have to figure life out through, let's say, social media, comparing themselves to their peers or on their own when they need you the most. Now, I really am not aiming to guilt anyone here. I get that it sounds like that, and I am not. I know we guilt ourselves as parents a lot. What I am aiming for is to really bring home the reality that learning how to parent effectively is a learned skill. And with any learned skill, we will make mistakes as we're learning. That's okay. We're not supposed to know how to do this. Right? That's the beauty of repair, which I will cover on Monday. Okay, so when we shift from viewing trust as a test of whether they're good or bad to trusting in their capacity to learn, then we can stay present and help them gain the skills they need, even if it does take a few tries. Okay, now this next part of trust may surprise you. Trust is not just about us trusting in our children, it's also about our children trusting in us. Trusting us to see them and soothe them, and trusting us to be able to handle what they throw at us. One of the fastest ways to lose a child's trust in us, well, when we can't handle the truth. Our children, in the very early years, they do tell us when they did or didn't do something. Now, if we react unfairly, let's say with a huge emotional reaction, or with disappointment in our tone or disapproval, they no longer trust us because our response was overwhelming and usually experienced as scary and unfair. So what's the consequence? Well, a child that tends to withdraw, lie to us, not share their challenges, or if they do keep sharing, they're typically spewing out stories and problems with an anxious and distressed energy because they need to share it, but they're not able to take in any comfort because they can't trust it will be there. So I've seen so many adult clients who don't share with their family of origin because they don't trust in their response. They basically say, yeah, I'm not telling them, it's just not worth it. Ask yourself, can your child trust that you can handle their distress, their dysregulated state, their feedback, their difficult disclosures, when they did something wrong for the 8th time, or when they need to share something hard with you, like a not so great mark on a report card. Just in case you're still wondering, why do they have to trust us exactly? So they come to us, and so we can, yes, even if it is the 8th time, figure out how to work it out with them. We need to be their safe space so they have a solid foundation to develop unconditional confidence in themselves. Now, how do we help them trust us? Well, the good news is that it's just by practicing being a fair parent. Each challenge I gave you, each day of this process has been a way to build trust. Right? And this is the key to building trust. Trust is a combination, honestly, of all the fair parent letters. Because when we practice being a fair parent, our children know and feel our trust. And know and feel they can trust us to show up for them the way they need. When we trust in our children, we're saying, I believe in you. When we practice being a fair parent, we are also saying, I've got you and you're safe with me. When we put this all together, we help our children feel secure, feel like they belong, and feel supported to take courageous steps, which to me is the formula for unconditional confidence. Trust is the essence of the habit of heart. Remember the habit of heart from day 6? When you tell your child, I've got you, you're showing them they can trust you are there. You're safe with me. You're showing them that you can handle whatever they throw at you. I believe in you. You're showing them you trust in them. Imagine if your parents had the resources to make these changes. How would that have impacted your unconditional confidence in yourself? So for your challenge today, I have a very different proposal. Our kids get report cards every few months from the age of 6-ish till 17. They have no choice. They are reported on because that's the system adults created. Now, debating whether report cards are fair or helpful isn't in the scope of this challenge, but what is part of this challenge is a request. A request that you ask your children for ready for it? Am I a fair parent report card? Things like, how's my empathy? What would you like to see me do differently? What's hard about having me as a parent? What's great about having me as a parent? Do you feel you can tell me anything? If not, why not? Am I a fair parent? Do you know that I love you unconditionally? How about, do you feel that I love you unconditionally? Do I take an interest in you so you know I care? Do you trust me? Do you think I trust you? Do you think I believe in you? Now, this may at first be seen as a trap by your child. They may question, why are you asking for this? And this is what you can say. Because I'm aware that I have a lot to learn when it comes to parenting, and I'm trying. So it'd be really helpful to get your feedback so I can work on these things. This isn't about you being mean to me, by the way, or telling me off. This is about really letting me know what works and what doesn't, so we can have a great relationship and I can be a great parent for you. Now, this challenge can be interesting and fun, but one caveat, please do not ask for a report card if you can't handle the truth yet. Instead, start by practicing your coherent breathing. Remember the one, the 6 in, 6 out, 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out, through the nose both ways for 20 minutes. Work your way up to 20 minutes a day for a few months before you attempt this. Now, you can create your own report card, you can work on creating one with your child, or I can provide you with a template to work from. Direct message me with the words Fair Parent Report Card, and I will get that over to you. All right, so I'm sure you weren't expecting this challenge to end with a report card from your kids, right? Parenting is a learning journey, and since report cards are meant to be a way to see what's going well and what we need to work on, it made sense to have this as our final challenge to become a fair parent and raise unconditionally confident kids. Thank you for spending the last 2 weeks with me again. You are game-changing parents. I just love this. See you Monday for our 1-hour Instagram Live Q&A at 9:30 a.m. I've got you and I believe in you. Bye.